What's up, everybody? Welcome on into another edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. It's number 52. Number 52,
Sweet.
Timmy. And that is my my co-host here, Timmy Tabalo. What's going on? How's it going? How's it hanging?
Happy opening day eve, everybody.
You
Always a good
are
day.
Representing.
Gotta represent.
And
Listen,
to Tim's credit, he pointed it out. He sent us the link, and they just didn't have my size. Is that nice? Not very nice. But they're being, like we were just talking, they're being sold all over the place now at a little bit more expensive. But those 3/6, they have them for all the teams. I think it's pretty cool.
I'll let you know if I head over to Flushing one of these days. If they have a ghetto guys in the parking lot have them.
Yeah.
You can wear it at least once, and then don't wash. If you don't wash it, it'll last you a couple wears. But once you wash it, they'll disintegrate.
Deteriorates quick. All right. So how's it been hanging, man? What's going on with you besides the world of sports? Easter's decorating begun back there. Good stuff.
We don't really do Easter. Easter's not a big deal for us. I'm waiting on the draft.
Right there over your shoulder.
Yeah, that's not me. Yeah, that's me. That just changes every holiday. I have nothing to do with this. So, you know me, man. Opening day is, I always said, it's the best sports day of the year. It has a whole different feeling than any other sport. But I am a football guy, so I am also counting down to the draft and enjoying the insanity that is Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers. So it makes me laugh.
It is certainly comedic right now. But let's go ahead, and we generally just get into the show, but we got a little fancy nowadays. So without further ado, run the opening and let's start the show officially.
Ooh, I like it.
All right, that played pretty nicely there. All right.
I see you had to put the Mets propaganda at the end. So that's the last thing everyone sees before we start. So it's all right.
No, I really messed around with this Canva thing, and there's such advanced technology that I see out there. It connects the prominent moments to the beats of the song, and
it's a great
but
song,
I do notice one thing. It's a, I wish I can give credit, but it's a non-copywritten song, royalty free.
Woo.
YouTube out there. It's not a don't tag us here. All right, so let's get in. We have a little bit of basketball to talk about. We'll talk a little bit of football, and then we'll get into some baseball opening day predictions and those sorts of things. So and NBA, the big news outside of the fact that there's less than 10 games to go is that the Basketball Hall of Fame was announced this year's class, and you got just an insane class. You got Dwayne Wade, Dirk, Pau Gasol, Becky Hammond of the WNBA, current coach of the Las Vegas Aces. You have Tony Parker, as we used to say, Tony Parker.
And that's Tom Brady's new team, the Aces.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And then Greg Popovich, from coaching standpoint, My God, and you said it perfectly earlier. Kind of makes us feel old.
When that rookie, with Jeter, it hit me hard with Jeter.
Oh yeah,
When those rookies that you followed their entire career all of a sudden getting in the Hall of Fame, you're like, I'm old. I'm old. It sucks.
it's happening.
Yeah, Nowitzki, Wade. I remember every one of them getting drafted, and especially Nowitzki with all the trading that went on. Everyone's like, dude, Dallas is crazy. They're crazy trading for that guy, and hey, worked out for them.
It sure as hell did. They got a legend there with the ultimate shot that could never be blocked because if you try to get too close, you get kicked in the balls with the leg going up. Um, but yeah, just this is going to be an iconic class. You know, you had even rivalries on the court. Dirk and Wade played against each other in the finals. Tony Parker and Wade and Popovich played each other in the finals. And then Powell, who was a huge part of two of Kobe Bryant's titles, and of course they became like best friends. But I don't know if you've ever seen the team I'm sure you've seen it, the Team USA when they were
Yeah.
playing against Spain, and he just trucked his ass.
Yep.
He just
He told the whole team, I'm gonna knock his ass over. They're like, no, you're not. He's like, no, I'm gonna knock him
yes,
out. I'm gonna knock him out. They're like, no one believed him until he did it, and they were all in shock. Like, yo, you
yeah.
just leveled this guy. He's your teammate.
And
But I
now
saw that.
it's,
Yeah.
they became great friends, and the families became great friends, and he's like the godfather to one of the kids. But yeah, so that is the official. I don't even know why they do it like this. They send it out there, and then the official announcement will be on Saturday at the Final Four. I don't. Doesn't that take a little bit of the oomph out of it? A
No,
little
I don't
steam.
know why they do things the way they do them these days. It's the internet, man. The internet. Everything leaks because of the
Yes.
internet.
Yeah, I don't get it. All right, and then in the actual current day NBA, current players, there's just about 10 or so games to go in the season. Teams are just really vying for playoff spots here, and just a couple of things to note, and then we'll get into the drama that is in the NFL. Just do a soap opera of it as the NFL turns or something like that.
It's true.
Okay, so let me get the actual. Okay, so the what I had hoped for and what Dave laughed at me about was that the Knicks were gonna catch the Cavs and get that 4 seed. It's not gonna happen, guys. Sadly, sadly, it ain't gonna come to fruition here. But the Knicks remain in the 5 seed, so they're right now. It doesn't feel as though that they're in much danger unless they just totally collapse here of falling into that play-in tournament. That's looking more like the Heat, Dave's Heat, the Hawks, Raptors, Bulls, Ed's Bulls. But even that's kind of close, so got to keep an eye on it for the last 7. And then out west, you have Golden State, Minnesota, all those teams. You remember, Timmy, just like a month ago, it was like the 13 seed was separated from the 4 seed by like 3 games. So that gap has kind of widened, and the Portland's done. They're waving the white flag. But notably, the Lakers, again, since getting rid of Westbrook, they went from number 13 to number 9. So again, that trend continued.
And how is Dallas doing since they got the poison? How they doing?
The poison. I just want to say that the poison. Dallas was the number 4 seed, home playoff seeding, and they currently sit as the 11 seed out of the play-in, out of everything. Luka's upset. Luka's unhappy. Kyrie's getting fans tossed for God knows whatever they said, but Jesus, okay. Get the fan tossed and just because he didn't apologize. Stop it, Kyrie. I mean, who has to have thicker skin than
Wasn't Dave defending him last time? He's not a
Yeah, he's not
distraction.
here.
He's not a poison. Dave, my friend, come on. Look at what just happened to Dallas. 4 all the way down. I mean, come on now. Now they got to play for their
Numbers.
lives. They got to play for their lives now.
Hey, Carolyn, we actually do have an NHL guy soon that's going to be able to come on and talk with us about the NHL as we head into playoff season here. So
We can't pronounce those Russian names. That's why
it's it's rough.
it's rough. I always say hockey announcers are the greatest announcers because they can say, this guy did. I'm like, dude, I can't say all their names in a row like that. You can't.
Gary Thorne, remember?
Yeah, they're all the best.
Like this, like that. Summers, what's going on? And Carolyn, if you head over to the actual website, popculturepros.com, there's a few weeks of power rankings, and the third one will go up after this show. Derpy Entertainment, yeah, the Mets are cursed. Sorry, and only ugly people with ugly hearts like the Yankees. Who's that again? Who's Derpy Entertainment again?
Oh,
they've been here before.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. So as of right now, Golden State playing well. They look like they're not going to have any issues here. The Clippers, they fell from the 3 seed down to the 5 seed after getting Westbrook. He's played a little bit better as of late, but the big post trade deadline news has to be Kyrie has poisoned another team, and that the Lakers made those trades way late. If they would have put that thing together and just cut ties with Westbrook earlier in the season, they could be looking at the 3 or 4 seed right now.
Well, at least one
all timing.
Good thing came out of the trade deadline, and that's Kevin Durant playing every minute of every game. Really helping that team succeed. Jesus Christ.
He's coming back tonight.
Is he?
Again? It's
Is
the
he?
third return.
This is his third comeback since the trade deadline. Give me a break. Bunch of softies, this league. I swear to God.
Oh my God! And then of course, I've been for weeks on end. I've been saying Julius Randle has played every single game and everything, and today he turns his ankle and he's out for the rest of this game, and I'm sure that's going to cause a problem. But stupid me thinking, I could tout my guy for going out there, no load management. At least it's not load management.
Yeah, exactly.
Injury
is an injury.
Yeah.
By the way, NBA related, I recommend the Bill Russell documentary on Netflix.
Oh, you got to it.
Finally got to it. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
And I have another documentary I want to mention when we get to football too.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do that right now. Let's make the switch. We'll make the switch over to the NFL here. Look at this.
We're getting
at this.
Goddamn complicated around here. No, I just happened to catch the Tom Brady documentary when his jersey was stolen. Have you seen that one?
I have not.
It is freaking great. It is great.
What is it on?
It's on I caught it on ESPN, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the ESPN channels I caught it on, and it's what is it called? The Great Brady Heist or something like that. And they have all the footage of the guys stealing the jersey. And not only that though, but the guy's been to every Super Bowl. They tracked him to like all the past couple Super Bowls.
My God.
So he didn't only have the 52. Was that 52 against the Falcons? Whatever. 50, whatever the Super Bowl was. He also had his 49 jersey, and he had Von Miller's helmet from his Super Bowl MVP win. Dude, it's an insane documentary because the footage is fantastic because it shows Brady going, "Where's my jersey? I just put the jersey in my bag. Where the hell's my jersey?" And so they figured out who it was, and one of the guys goes, "This is weird, Tom, because Tom never takes the jerseys, but he wanted that one because it was the big comeback against the Falcons. His mom had cancer that year, so it was a big deal for him to have that jersey." And so the guy says, "Wow, I can't believe someone stole it." He goes, your 49 jersey was stolen also. He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, that jersey vanished." He goes, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, it was gone." Same guy had it. Same guy had the
And
two
he
Brady
just never
jerseys,
noticed
and
because they
yeah, 'cause he,
weren't special, you know.
yeah, he didn't really want that jersey, so he just
Okay.
thought the equipment guys put them away somewhere. And Von Miller's fucking Super Bowl MVP helmet, the guy had also, just walks in the locker rooms and takes them because
Wow.
he was a Mexican journalist and he had credentials. And if you walk in someplace, I was telling my son that if you walk in someplace like you own the place, like you're supposed to be there,
Oh
no
yeah.
one, look, especially after the Super Bowl, because there's so many people in there. As long as you have that thing around your neck, no one cares. Not only did the guy steal
Act as
Brady's
if.
jersey out of the locker room, he took a fucking selfie with him 2 minutes before he stole it.
Oh my
I'm
god.
telling you right now, I highly recommend. I think was it the Great Brady Heist or something like that? It's on ESPN. I look it up. It's an hour, but it's a great watch. I was dying laughing to the whole thing.
Oh my god.
It's great.
Took a selfie. Balls of steel.
Took a selfie. Tom went in the bathroom to wipe the black off his eyes, and the guy took the jersey and walked out.
That's amazing.
It is.
All right. So that's fun. Yeah, and now you see all this the videos of him on the beach playing beach football. So he's obviously
Remaking
enjoying
Top
himself.
Gun. Yeah, remaking Maverick
Yes.
with Gronk and Edelman or whatever.
The boys. Those are his boys. All right. So let's move from a little bit of fun to some more drama in the world of the NFL. And that starts with let's start with Aaron Rodgers because he's been drama filled every single year for the past several. So the latest is they're at a standstill, but I read just a little while ago that the Packers are softening on their stance. So this shenanigans is going to go on and on and on. If from what I've heard, and you let me know what you're hearing up there, but you know the obviously the Packers want the 13th pick. Jets don't want to give up the 13th pick, and the Jets would be just fine going after the draft doing this deal because then they don't have to give up anything from this year's draft, and then they give up the forward momentum. Is that what's kind of
Yeah, that's
the
what I
sense up
heard
there?
too. But that doesn't make any sense to me because you're gonna have to give them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna give the Jets a golf clap. Good for you, and also for the Packers for not giving in so easily. Like I said, they have all the power right now. But if that doesn't make any sense to me because if you wait till after the draft, what are you really giving up? What are the Packers gonna get? What are you gonna give them? Next year's picks? They're gonna get two number ones. They're gonna get
Yeah,
two number ones out of you. You don't want to give up this year's. I think this is the year you should give up a number one, not for nothing. You have that team on the verge. If you're gonna
they
do
really
it, do
do.
it. But don't. I mean, again, I'm against the move. Honestly, I've said it from the beginning. The Aaron Rodgers will play 1 year. 1 year. So make sure you don't give up fucking three number ones and two of your best players and whatever else you were thinking about giving these people because it doesn't make any sense. And for the Packers' point of view, good for you. Milk it, man. Milk it to the point where opening day comes and he's not on a team. I think that's
Oh,
hysterical.
he'll be crying to the world, going another darkness retreat.
Good. Let him never come out of a darkness retreat. It'd be great.
Because that's another takeaway. We've talked about this, of course, when he was on Pat McAfee, but that's another takeaway. He did the cockiness showed through there, and he got ahead of the situation by telling everybody the Packers do the right thing. So if the Packers are holding it up now, if they listen to Aaron Rodgers, then it appears that the Packers being a bunch of douchebags because he was able to get the narrative out there first.
I agree. But you know what? Like I said, good for the Jets and good for the Packers. Both teams, I think, are doing what they're supposed to do. Uh, but the Jets are going to end up giving up a lot for a guy who's going to play 1 year. He's not going to play 2 years. He's not.
That's going to be wild.
If
And
they
and
if they
that
get bounced, if they don't make the playoffs, he's gone. He's retiring immediately. If they get bounced in the first round or something like that, forget it. You're gonna hear nothing but blame for the Jets, my line, my receivers, my coaches, it's going to be a disaster.
He's gonna say that the Packers took too long to trade me, so I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
work with any of the guys.
It'll be the Packers' fault again.
Like what's stopping him from going to wherever and meeting up with the Jets wide receivers right now? Really, nothing. To just go to, hey, bunch of
A,
guys
cer-
hanging out.
a certain other quarterback did that.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah,
Just
do it.
saying.
Get it done. All right, so that's going to continue on and on and on and on, and then we've got news in the Lamar Jackson deal. What a drama situation that's turning into now, because you got the coach say, "Wow, like you can't even blame the agent because he's got no agent." But you have the coach saying how much they adore him and how they want to get to an agreement, and he's on Twitter saying, "I demanded, I don't know, basically, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I demanded a trade a month, almost a month ago." so so what's your take on this now, man?
This
It's
is first of all, it
wild.
is because deciding to be your own manager, your own agent, dumb. Now he's got his mom getting involved. His mom getting involved in his dealings. Are you serious right now? Dumbest move you can ever possibly make. Um, this is an interesting deal because I think a lot of teams have softened on him too, not only because of his demands and his insanity with the agents, but now certain teams like the Colts, they're going to take a shot in the draft now.
Right.
They're like, well, you know what? Screw it. If this is going to be your thing, this is what you're going to do. We're going to see what we can get in the draft. I don't think he's going to go anywhere until after the draft. I think Rodgers will get done before. I think Jackson will get done after, unless the Ravens soften big time. But if I'm them, I want those two number one compensation picks because they franchise tagged him. So
Exactly.
I don't think no one wants to sign him because of that.
Because you got
Uh,
to give up the money, you got to sign the money and give
and
up
your and two picks. So
two
it's like
picks.
that's why I think a lot of crowd, they're softening on him. And also because, like you said, he's insane for doing this himself. Or now he's getting his mom involved.
Yeah.
What does his mother know about any of this crap? Come on,
Yeah.
stop being a lunatic, dude.
And what I heard today was interesting, because I never thought about this facet of it, is that if you have an agent and you are, you're $30 million apart, let's say, with the team, the NFL Players Association then can step in with your agent and work with your agent and the team to say, okay, let's try and get this deal done. Whether, okay, maybe you don't have to agree to $30 million in, guaranteed, but you can do 15 guaranteed and the rest 15 in incentives. Hey,
Mm,
here you go. So he's not even getting that right now.
nope.
So
He could.
no guidance.
It's instead, yeah, say instead of being whatever he's doing, want to see what he's doing. He could also have an agent just negotiate the deal for him and not really be his agent.
Right.
You'll save on commission. You still have to pay some commission, but not the full commission. Just get a guy to get in there and get the deal done. Then figure out your future, at least with who you want to represent you. You want to represent yourself after that, fine. But you need
Right.
an agent, get the deal done. You can hire anybody to do that. Any agent will come along and say, "Dude, I'll rock this deal for you. Instead of 20% that I would get, give me 5. Give me
Oh
5
yeah.
of your 300 million, and I'm good. Whatever the hell you're going to get more on."
More than
So
good.
yeah, hire a short-term agent, get the deal done. Then he can fucking go negotiate your own, chocolate milk deal, whatever the hell you're going to represent out there in the world of products placement or
Yeah.
whatever.
So, all right, and a lot of people are blaming this on the Browns, which is probably is a lot on the Browns with the Deshaun Watson thing, and I don't know, and then the whole injury thing, the back and forth on that, pocket passer versus a running, and I forgot who it was. I think it was Keyshawn Johnson, might have been, that said, well, Stafford's always hurt and he doesn't run. There's some to both sides, but you put yourself much more at risk when you're running all over the place, especially if you're
Well, that's the
Daniel
thing, though.
Jones and you were running with no offensive line.
That's the difference between like a Lamar Jackson and like a Randall Cunningham. When you can't run no more, you better be able to throw. Randall Cunningham could throw. I was watching some of his highlights the other day. That dude was chucking bombs when
Yep.
he couldn't run. That's the difference between, I think, those guys and this guys. These guys, I think,
Yep.
today aren't. I mean, Pat Mahomes is great, but he's better when he runs and gets out of the pocket and does something crazy. Can he stand in that pocket though and just throw a 60, 70? Or I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
Who knows? But that's not his game. But we'll see in a couple years when he can't run anymore. If he becomes
Right.
that pocket, that Brett Favre guy who just stands there waiting to get smacked by a linebacker and get that ball 50 yards down the field. We'll see.
Right. Yeah. That's where they transition into the next little phase in their career, just like any athlete. So again, this seems like Timmy's thinking, and I agree. After the draft,
Because I think the Colts were a great fit. They're saying we're going to wait. We may have a shot
yeah,
at one of those top. There's supposed to be 4 or 5 quarterbacks going in the top 10, possibly. They may say, look, we'll take that fourth guy. You're not going to get the first two, but we might take that one other one, and we'll be set. We'll have him come along and be the next guy because this guy's asking too much. So Lamar, calm down a little bit, brother, because you're
you,
getting
you
a little
know,
crazy now.
what could be interesting, I guess, is this whole deal with the sale of the Commanders. You don't know what that ownership is going to be thinking. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that ownership is going to say, you know what, we're not going with this guy and Brissett. This is maybe at that point, then they just throw all the money at Lamar Jackson.
I can see that. I
But
can see that.
to make a splash. One of the ownership groups I think one of the ownership groups is just one, or
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
whatever. Then the other ownership group has like Magic Johnson is in it. That's going to be another, you Celtics fan. That's going to be another reason for you not to like Magic Johnson.
Well, yeah,
Buy
but
some
listen.
Commanders.
No matter what whether you believe in curses or not, the Redskins are cursed at the quarterback position. Lamar Jackson will break his leg in the first 7 weeks of this season, and I'm sad to say it, but it's true. Since Joe Theismann went down, cursed.
Absolutely.
They had Doug Williams. He lasted 1 year. Mark Rippon, 1 year. And how many
Very
quarterbacks have
bad.
hit since then? 15, 16, 17, 18 quarterbacks.
And then another fractured leg that almost killed a quarterback.
Yep.
Um, and then they
Yeah.
ran RG3 into the ground, which I think RG3 under different coaching and whatnot could have been a better player.
RG3 was
Certainly.
the Redskins O line from this year or last year. He'd be a superstar.
Oh yeah,
That was a terrible line they had when they drafted him.
and let's just put him back out there,
Yeah.
all injured.
Oh, he's hurt. No
Uh,
problem. Throw him out there.
but actually, I really like him as a commentator or whatever they call him
I
on
haven't
there.
heard him. Where's he on usually?
He's on he is on ESPN, all the sometimes he's on First Take, sometimes on
Oh,
NFL
okay.
Live.
I haven't really seen him yet.
He's funny on Twitter too. He's
Hmm.
pretty on whatever social media that you have. All right, so that's any other big deals coming up? Less than a month away from the draft.
No,
Um,
I'm in full study mode. I'm in full draft mode. I'm watching all the draft mockumentaries and documentaries and
mhm.
fake drafts and who's drafting what, and yeah, I'm getting ready for our live draft
you
coverage, which I
you
which
you
I
did
love doing every year.
yes, that's freaking awesome.
And it's
The
funny too now that the Giants are good, we have to wait a lot longer for that pick. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
we're not
First, it
picking
was
till
like a
25.
15-minute show.
Yeah, we're not picking till 25 now. So it's like, whoa, we're gonna be on the air for a while this time.
Rod says release Mayo Jones and Bailey Zappi. Oh, Mac Jones, and
Mayo,
Bailey
yeah.
Zappi's QB1. Man, that's another rumor that Lamar Jackson supposed, and who knows what the hell you believe anymore, agent, no agent, whatever. But he's told some that he would like to play for New England.
Can he get along with Belichick though?
And then you see Belichick's interview the other day. So Belichick.
That's it. That's it.
They said the question was why should why should New England fans be optimistic about the season? He just kind of sits there thinking, and then out comes tell him the last 28 years. That was it. Wait, nothing about the current team. Nothing about go forward. It was 28 years.
And you know what? It's the perfect Belichick answer. It's perfect answer for him. It really is.
and the perfect amount of awkward silence. Rod also says Aaron Rodgers is washed, which
Or Washington. You mean Washington, or is he
oh
washed up?
is
Which one? That's a big difference. Big difference.
I think probably washed up is where he's going with that.
Yeah, he's not. I said this way. He's not playing 2 years. He's not gonna make 2 years. And like I said, God forbid the Jets or whoever they don't make the playoffs with that team. Forget it. He's gonna walk away like a fucking crybaby and run and cry and go into his little cave, and that'll be it. They'll
Oh
be
yeah.
trying to play for Tennessee next year or something. And the Falcons announced they're going with Desmond Ridder this year.
Yes.
So I guess they're not going after Lamar, which I thought would have been a better fit for him. But I guess they're out because they announced Desmond Ridder's their starting quarterback.
They sure did. And nothing's done until it's done, but never a swerve. But I guess the sleeper would be Washington. I guess if nothing else because of the ownership, and you don't know where their head's at or how quickly that gets done. All that stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? To distract the fans from all this bullshit going on with them, I mean, Lamar Jackson would be a great distraction. But again, they're cursed. I don't care what anybody says. They're cursed.
Yeah, Lamar would be best suited to look elsewhere.
But if I was Lamar Jackson, I would say, don't ever call me a quarterback. Don't list me as a quarterback because that's how the curse will get you. Don't say I'm QB1. Say I'm that guy out there running around. Whatever. Call me running back 2 or something like that. Don't call me quarterback 1 because that's where the curse comes in.
Call me Shirley.
Like LT breaks Theismann's leg, and it cracked through 30 years of quarterback that leg. So
that's rough to be a Redskin football team commander fan.
I mean, have you ever seen anything like that though? Like I said, Doug Williams 1 year, Mark Rippon 1 year. Remember, Mark Rippon was supposed to be the next Joe Montana. 1 year, and then like I said, ever since then, I can't even name all their quarterbacks that they've had so many. So good luck with that. Don't call me a quarterback. That's what I would say. Don't ever call me a quarterback.
I wonder because the Dolphins got to be up in there too, in the mix of looking for a quarterback since they've had a good one. They've had like 1 or 2 year guys also. Jets guys, it's like recycled Jets and Dolphins going back and forth for each other.
Oh, do they have a lot of picks left from all their dealings?
Who?
The Dolphins? All the dealings they made.
The Dolphins, they do.
So maybe they can afford to.
No, they. I mean,
they have to give up Tua and then 2 number 1s, a couple number 2s, maybe a couple 6s, couple 7s, whatever. I don't know. It's not draft day. I can't.
Somebody. Great movie. So, somebody said that the Cardinals should get out and trade Kyler Murray and 2 firsts for Lamar. What do you think about that move? Not as I don't even know if it was. I think it was like a dream, or like what's in the best interest. I'm not sure that there's any backing to it.
If I'm Baltimore, I don't want that contract. If I'm going to give someone that money, I'm giving Lamar that money. Why am I going to give a lesser player like Kyler Murray the money that we could have given to Lamar Jackson? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the picks?
That's what
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Unless it's no. Then you're still giving up the money. Because I was going to say unless Lamar says this is fractured. Yeah, like this is completely fractured. Get me the hell out of here, and you got to do something. But still, you bringing in the money that you weren't going to use on that. But then you get the 2 picks. But
and they had a lesser player though for that much money,
right?
And if you cut him, you're in the hole for the money. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't make any
Right.
sense.
And think about it too. That Kyler Murray has had weapons.
Hmm.
And he's going to go to a weaponless,
Yep.
at least for the first year or two, first year, a weaponless
Oh, they'll the
Ravens.
first those picks will be both wide receivers, guaranteed. They'll be
Yeah,
two wide. Maybe a tackle just to make sure they protect his backside, but one of them is going to be a wide receiver, no doubt.
yes. Oh man. All right. So interesting to think about and go through, but we'll see. Dolphins do not have a first round pick this year. They have a second, a third, a sixth, and a seventh. So they've only got 5 picks this year.
So they're making a deal. There's no way they're making a deal.
How did I name 4 and then say that they have 5 picks? They have 4 picks in the draft. Sorry, second, a third, a sixth, and a seventh.
That's rough. So to get a Lamar, you're gonna have to give up next year's one, the following year's one. You won't have you only want to have a first round pick for the next 3 or 4 years.
And then you never know, because if you agree to that and you win a Super Bowl and get to a couple of AFC Championship games, it's all good, I guess. But you can't see into the future, my friend. Can't do it. All right, out of the NFL here, and we get ready as today is opening day eve. Boom! Get some balls up on the screen, Timmy. Got some
Balls.
baseballs up there. Balls. All right, so we'll jump right in here. We'll go through our picks for the divisions and whatnot, and then we'll look at some of the fun odds bettings and all that fun stuff, over under. So let's roll it here. Everybody else's will be on the website either by tonight or tomorrow morning. All the predictions, but we're just gonna go through mine and Timmy's because we're the ones that are here.
I don't ever want to be called a homer with the picks that I made ever.
No, and that spoiler alert. I'm not gonna go. All right, so we'll go down the line here. We'll start the American League East. You have got who winning the American League East?
I do have them winning the East this year.
Yankees.
I do think they're going to make some deals here and there because I don't like their pitching rotation. I'm not a big fan of their bullpen. I
Yeah.
think they have a couple holes, as in catcher and catcher. But I think Glaber is going to be a nice target piece to get us a pitcher or two. I still think they win the East. I don't think the Blue Jays are that ready yet, but if it's not them, it's going to be the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree with you.
I'm still taking the Yankees.
I agree 100% with you on that. What's your take on bringing up the shortstop kid?
Love it. I want both of those rookies brought up. Look, they need a shot of that youth adrenaline. They need that. And yeah, you know what? I'm not saying he's going to be a Jeter, but to have that energy that Jeter brought in '96, bring it. Bring him up.
Why not get the boost?
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so I have the Yankees also here, and you know what? I just looked at both of our picks for the American League. We have all the same teams going to the playoffs.
Nice.
So either mix and match. So that'll make this a little bit easier. So in the Central, you got the Twins. We both have the Twins going winning that division. Was it because they signed your boy?
No. I thought they were a pretty decent team. Injuries
Yeah.
really screwed them last year.
Yes.
Injuries were really hard on them. So I think if they can stay healthy, I think they're going to win that division.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Correa?
No. You're who's that outfielder that was batting like 060 for you guys and he got traded to the Dodgers?
Oh, Gallo? Joey Gallo?
Joey Gallo. Yeah, that's who.
No, they'll win despite of Joey Gallo playing.
We'll see. We'll see with the shift if they do that 2 outfielder thing. I don't know. Is that allowed? I guess.
I don't
know. All right. So both have the Twins going there. just exactly what you said. They did not end up losing Correa, and if that injury thing is a thing, then we'll see how long Correa lasts. But if not, then they got him cheaper than other teams like this team here could have gotten it for. All right, American League West. I won't even make you say the team's name, Timmy. That's how close we are. That's a friendly thing to do. We both have the Astros winning this division. In spite of Altuve is going to miss a couple months from that injury in the World Baseball Classic.
Best part of the WBC by far.
How come the nice guy loses the whole out for the year? The cheating douchebag's only out for like 2 months.
I know.
See,
It's horrible. It's horrible.
terrible. All right, and then for the wild cards, we all have we both have the same Blue Jays, Mariners, White Sox, in some order there. The Mariners, they brought in some more talent. And they were pretty good last year.
Yeah.
They were solid last year. And then the White Sox, again, injury bug. Can they withstand injuries, and is their pitching going to hold up? We'll see on that, but that's a lot of people. But your new nemesis,
which one?
in them, new nemesis in the they're trying to be your nemesis. Let me rephrase that. The Toronto Blue Jays. So they I tell you that we have a friend of the show, Sean, that he Doyle. He does the Blue Jays podcast. He's written a Blue Jays book, Jays from the Couch. So check that out. But their pitching is beefed up a little bit. They got Bassett from the Mets, who, outside of the fact that he couldn't beat the Padres and the Dodgers at all, which really kicked their ass, he was fantastic, and he's a grinded out guy. He'll go deeper into games. Manoah takes a step forward, and then they got that catcher center fielder Varsho, dude, and he's got a lot of pop, like 30 home run guy. So we'll see. I think that's going to be a tight race, but I think the Yankees are going to wind up.
Never doubt out Tampa too. Tampa's that team that
I know,
for some reason, all of a sudden, no matter who they put out there, they end up fucking winning 90 games every year. It's insane.
I know, and I said this on, because we went through these on the Put in the Book show on Monday. I was between the White Sox and the Rays, and I was like, what? Whatever I do, the Rays are gonna do the opposite.
Yeah, they'll be up there anyway.
But they're gonna be there, and it's gonna come down to this and that. And they were the first team to try and successfully do that. What was it? The opener.
They're more of our nemesis than
that's true.
The Blue Jays are, and the Red Sox.
But the Blue Jays are like
well, they're like a legitimate contender.
That's what I said. They're trying
the Rays
to
are
be.
Just annoying. The Rays are just annoying.
The little cockroach.
Yeah, they're the mosquito that buzzing in your ear.
Yeah, that's like the they're like the Cardinals Junior.
Yeah,
because I feel like that always happens in the National League with the Cardinals. All right, speaking of National League, we head over there. The National League East. And it's weird because this is the first time that we've done these on this show, because last year this was a football only show at this time, and for the last several years I have not picked the Mets, but now I'm going to look like a homer because I am going with the Mets to win the division. I think it's going to be insanely close. I think all three teams are going to be bunched up again, like 4 games within each other, giving me all sorts of stress and panic, but I think the Mets are going to come ahead by maybe a game or 2.
And I picked the Braves. I don't know. I just think they're top to bottom, man. They're tough. They signed all these guys already. Like, everyone's calm. Everyone's gonna get to know each other and be one big happy family. There's gonna be no
everybody's on an 8-year contract or some shit.
Yeah, so it's like everyone's cool. Everyone's relaxed. and I think Diaz is going to end up being a huge loss for you. Like I said, that's that one with a division that close, that one piece missing may end up hurting you guys. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
picking the Braves.
Yeah, that makes sense. The only good thing for the Mets is that they didn't have to go out and overpay for somebody with experience. They have Robertson, who's close. His close game. He did well last year. Hasn't always done fantastic, but he's last few years he's been great. And then there's 2 or 3 other guys who have closed games before. Now that the one of the rumors is that the Mets are going to go after Diaz's brother with the Reds, who I don't know how you have it was like a 1.84 ERA, and it was not the best in the family. uh, so, so he pitched he pitches for the Reds, and the Reds are in rebuild, but he's not old, so we'll see what happens with that. But you're absolutely right. That's the big difference, because there aren't a ton of lights out closers these days. And in my mind, Diaz was if everything else being equal, sort of, or even the Mets a little bit behind, Diaz was that big advantage that they had, and they'd lost that.
I can't
WBC.
I can't name another closer in the league. So right now, I can be honest with you, can't name one.
I can only remember Presley because I saw some stat about him a little while ago.
The closers become like the running back. It's like, all right, it's
Yeah.
there, it's there, but there's no elite ones left. So if you don't get that
Right.
first two, you're in trouble.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so that's going to be a huge piece for you guys. So
Yeah.
you're
And
gonna have to
and
rebound.
Sean Lilly, I don't know if you caught the tail end of that. I don't want you to think that I hate the WBC for it. I loved the WBC. It hurt my soul this year. Um, Reds will and should ask for Epler's firstborn for Edwin's brother. Yeah, that's it. And again, here's let me give you one reason why I did pick the Mets. Here is that even though they lost DeGrom, they bring in Verlander. We had DeGrom for 5 starts last year. Verlander, knock on wood, has always been very durable. So, on average, if you're getting, 23 additional starts from a Justin Verlander, even though you lost Jacob DeGrom, I think you're ahead of the game just because of the potential risk.
No, I agree.
All right, National League Central. I'll let you start with this one.
The Cardinals. Cardinals are another team that just never goes away. It's like they're out of the playoffs one year, then all of a sudden, look, where do you guys come from? We're back. I just like the way they're built up. So young team built a good way. I was gonna pick the Brewers, but the Brewers seem to be that team is like this.
Yeah.
They're always missing a couple little pieces. So I like the Cardinals win that division.
Yeah, I'm with you. The rest of the Brewers will be. I don't think this will be like a couple of game lead. I think the Brewers fall out, not getting blasted, but like 4 or 5 games or whatever, and then the rest. The Cubs have some talent, and they brought in Dansby Swanson from the Braves, which is a good loss for the Braves, for the Mets fans. And I'm not saying that they are gonna make noise, but they could be that sneaky deal. The Cubs, with not a lot of talent, but up and coming. Okay, here's the deal for the National League West. I am live changing my pick. I've already said my
Oh,
pick on the Put in the Book show, but during a discussion today that I watched between Mad Dog and, I'm sorry, I can't, Jessica Mendoza from ESPN. She swung me. She
wow.
swung me. She swung me, and I am changing my pick from the Dodgers to the Padres. It maybe it just took me a while, but just to see what the Dodgers have lost. Kershaw's nowhere near the guy he once was. Bueller's going to be out. right? He's still got the Tommy John deal going on, and the rest of them are okay. They lost Trey Turner from last. They lost Corey Seager one off season, and then Trey Turner the next.
Yep.
So it got me thinking, got the mind going, and I've made the change. I'm going with the Padres. I'm doing it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, on paper, the Padres should run away with the league, not the division. With the league, they should be offensive, break every record known to mankind with that offensive lineup they have. But pitching always seems to be their problem, and they're kind of I hate to say because it's San Diego, but they're like the Chargers of the fucking of the MLB. They should be doing one thing, but they do the complete opposite, or they fall apart at the end. But I think this is the year they finally get their shit together, well, at least for the division anyway, and they win the NL West. I do have the
Yeah.
Dodgers as a wild card, though. I'm not counting them out 100%. So they're one of my wild card teams.
Yeah, I have I have the Dodgers as a wild card. It'll be interesting because the only team that has really challenged the Dodgers was the Giants, who came out of nowhere with that 35-year-old team with all the guys from other teams, and they won like 107 games that year. The Dodgers just won 111 games last year. I mean, that it's been all them for a decade.
And the rumor is, I hate to break your heart, Steve, but the rumor is that they're going to go after Ohtani hard.
I know.
Hard, very
But
hard.
so then that means that they can't sign Ohtani and Soto, right?
Yeah, with the Dodgers, yeah, they can.
What the hell's going on now? The Mets finally have money to spend. The Padres have to friggin' now they're involved now too.
Yep, exactly.
Stupid Padres that we lost to at the playoffs last year. Bassett and funny enough, DeGrom was the only one to get a victory in that series, and he only pitched five games in the regular season. All right, so for me, I have in the wild card now. I have the Dodgers. I did have the Padres there, but I have the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Phillies as the wild card teams.
Oh, you like 3 teams out of your division, huh?
Yeah, I think just last year too.
Yeah, no, I have the Mets, the Dodgers, and I do have the Brewers creeping up. That's a bad division. So I think the Brewers are good enough to make the wild card. It's a horrible division. So, I like the Mets easily. I mean, I'm talking within a couple games. They're going to get that, them and the Braves. It's not going to be no 5-game lead. It's going to come down to fucking September 30th to decide that division, I think. So, but I like the Braves. Sorry, Steve gives me a heart attack. I know. Yeah, Mets, Dodgers, Brewers for me.
Mets, Dodgers, Brewers. All right, yeah, that all that makes sense. We're not saying anything illogical here, guys. Nothing's going crazy here yet. I will run through really quickly Dave's because not here. Usually here. I'll run down American League East. He's got the Yankees winning that. He's got the Guardians winning the Central. Excuse me. He's got the Astros winning the West. And then the wild card, Blue Jays, Mariners, and the Angels. He's got which, if the Angels make the playoffs, that makes it tougher to pry Ohtani away, because then it's what do we have here? Hopefully not. In the National League, he's got the Braves, Brewers, Padres. For the division winners, Dodgers, Mets, and the Marlins.
Come on, Homer. That's a Homer move right there.
I will I'll tell you this: the Marlins have some good pitching, but which
will be on the Yankees by mid-season.
Alcantara. Oh my God. That could be another. That's another target. But all their guys are like. It's weird. It's like if you go to the MLB The Show and you bring on like 5 second basemen, and you slot them in. So 1 second baseman is going to play second, 1 second baseman is going to play third and short, and so on. So that's what they kind of have going on. But all right. So who do you have? American League and National League champs.
I'm breaking your heart, and I'm breaking my heart. Both. Well, not really. Well, yeah, I do. I have the AL champs being the fucking Astros again. I don't see anybody beating
Freaking
their
Astros,
stupid
man.
asses, unfortunately. And to break your heart, I have the Braves over the Astros in the World Series.
Yeah, you sure do.
And right, if the
Uh,
Mets, Marlins make the wild card, then I'll get a Baker Bucks jersey. Yeah, exactly. Look, we know that's a homer move by Dave. That's what Dave does. If I had,
homer,
if I
homer, homer.
could, I'd put the troll right now going across the screen like I always do.
We got to have that graphic. We're getting big here. Maybe like a troll running across the screen. Just
Yeah, we need that.
yeah, we can figure that out. I don't know. Yeah. So Ed, as Ed's watching, I'll say that Ed has the exact same scenario as you do. Both of you hate me, but Astros and Braves, with the Braves winning the World Series. And again, I'm going to start off by saying I have not picked the Mets for years in division. I've actually I don't know if you had been watching them, but when we were doing the show together, me, Keith, and Rodriguez, the Put in the Book show, I once had I think I had the Nationals winning the division, or the Braves winning the division, maybe like 3-4 years ago. And Keith just got up and walked, or Rodriguez just got up and walked out, left the room because I was being anti-Homer. However, I have the Astros going to the World Series, and I have the Mets going to the World Series, and I have the Mets winning the World Series this year.
Okay, hey,
Now,
look, they're built for it.
it's the first time in a long time that I could have picked the Mets, and it's a possibility. I've not been. I just don't do the homer picks when it comes down to this,
Wait, can,
because
can I
I
tell
got
you
to
what?
defend it.
I know what Rodriguez. I didn't get to watch the show, but I know what Rodriguez picks. The NL East, the Mets. The wild team, the Mets. The National the Mets. World Series at Mets. All the MVPs, Mets. Cy Young's all Mets.
Well,
He's king of the homers. He's king of the homers. That dude.
once we get through our picks for the MVPs and stuff, I'll run through his,
If
because
I'm
you're
not mistaken, he's picked the Mets every year since you've done that show. No.
maybe, but Keith
Ah,
probably has too, though.
can't do it,
you know
man. Can't do it.
you know how we do, though. But with the Giants, we're like, all right, 11-5.
Yeah, but I don't. That you can see a little excuse it a little more because there's only
Yeah,
17 games. You kind of
and
like,
there's glimmers here and
yeah.
there. Yeah, but not every year. Yeah, I haven't done it. All right, American League MVP. We agree on this. It's going to be tough in a healthy season to pry that award away from Ohtani. I think you got to do something astronomical like what happened last year.
I got him
With
going double
you
double
guys.
award, dude. I don't know if you do. I got him Cy
I
Young and
don't, but
MVP.
damn, and you're not the only one. Actually, a lot of people on the site have double Otani, including a proof of life, I think, unless somebody's got his phone and email, and Kyle sending his predictions for this. He's got Otani in both those slots too.
That's
All
crazy.
right, so I have Otani in the AL MVP, and then I'll go AL Cy Young. This is I didn't think I thought I was going out on a big limb here, and then I looked at the odds, and he's like the fourth or fifth favorite, and that's Alek Manoah from the Blue Jays, who was like fourth in the voting last year. So we'll see. And again, these are all predictions. We have no idea what's going to happen. An injury to Manoah, knock on wood for the Blue Jays fans, in his first outing could change the whole damn thing. National League Cy Young. Who you got here?
Hang on a second. I just lost my thing here.
Wait, I got it here.
National League Cy Young. I have Mr. Corbin Burns to win it. Just makes sense to me.
Mr. Corbin Burns, who is a free agent next year and broke off all negotiations. Just saying he might. I don't know if maybe he's the big city type. May head east.
Look, just make. That's why I'm picking the Yankees for the East, because I think they're going to make some heavy duty trades this year, because their team is old, and
Yeah.
their pitching is not good. I'm sorry to say it, but they're just not good. So
And Rodon, who I kind of I wanted the Mets to look into, but he's got a little bit of an injury history. And hopefully that's not a situation for you guys. Maybe if you want to call this my one lone homer pick, and it's Justin Verlander.
that's not a homer pick. That's a logical pick.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Maybe the
was
first time in my life I've picked a 40-something-year-old to win an award.
tossed. No, I was tossed between him and Burns, and I went with Burns.
Okay, all right. American League Rookie of the Year. We both have the kid from Baltimore, and what a fantastic baseball name, Gunnar Henderson.
I
Like,
love it.
wow.
It's a great name. Well, I'm hoping now that Volpe made it. You know,
Yes.
he's in my heart.
That's true too.
He's in my heart. But
Okay.
I picking Henderson to win. I'll stick by it.
Yeah. Your Yankee fan cohorts, Dave and Ed, both went with Volpe. Is it Volpe?
Volpe.
Volpe. Hey, it's a Volpe. Volpe. All right. National League Rookie of the Year.
Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll for the National League. I got.
That's another great name. Corbin Carroll.
Yeah.
Corbin
Carroll.
Burns.
Corbin seems good.
Corbin is it this
Corbin
year?
works. Corbin's the it name. I got the third base kid from the Cardinals, Jordan Walker. There, Corbin Carroll, also picked by Dave, our absentee co-host. And then the manager of the year, I got John Schneider from the Blue Jays, and I got Mr. Bob Melvin, old school. Bob Melvin's an old school guy. You got two old schools.
I have Nevin and Melvin. Nevin and Melvin. Nevin and Melvin. By the way, I never said my we didn't do NL MVP. We skipped it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. You're 100% right. I will give you a chuckle before you say yours, not mine. Mine will not make you chuckle. Dave has Jazz Chisholm winning the National League MVP.
Homer. You know what we got to do? We have to get Marge Simpson saying "homie" or Homer every time he makes any kind of conversation.
So
Jazz Chisholm.
All right. So who do you have?
That's why I got the Jeter edition of the show, because I don't want no Jazz Chisholm on my cover. I have Juan Soto, actually. I think this is his year, and why the Padres are going to win the West.
And then how are the Padres going to pay 2 MVPs? Watch them make it work. $600 million each.
There's no
Machado just opted in to that new deal. Holy shit!
If you win the World Series, if they win the World Series, they'll have all the money in the world.
They've never won a World Series before.
Nope.
You guys chopped down their one, swept their ass after they were such a good team in the regular season. Wow, but I mean, and then so just think of it. Let's imagine that Ohtani gets signed and Soto gets. That's those two, Machado, Tatis.
No, I think Ohtani's going to the Dodgers, not the Padres.
Oh, I thought you meant. Okay.
I think the Dodgers are going hard after Ohtani.
That's gonna be trouble for us, because it's the backyard. The only tie that we have is there's a true tie is that the Mets general manager was the A's A's, and then I said Athletics, Angels general manager who signed Ohtani. That's the only connection that we got. So no matter what Billy Epler does, hold on to him.
Well, this is where your owners get to show that checkbook, because the Dodgers spend, so they're like, you'll be back dump trucks full of diamonds at the guy's driveway pretty soon instead of cash.
My God. Well, speaking of the Dodgers, I have Mookie Betts winning the MVP in the National League.
I can see it.
All right, I'll go Rodriguez here. AL MVP Vlad Jr., NL MVP, and we double checked here. He believes it's happening. Max Scherzer,
MVP for the pitcher.
MVP. Yeah. Max Scherzer also for the Cy Young. The National League Rookie of the Year is Kodai Senga,
Of course.
and Manager of the Year Buck Showalter.
Let me guess. AL East. Anybody but the Yankees.
Blue Jays.
Exactly.
But he's got the Yankees making to the World Series.
Does he? Well,
He
losing
does.
to the Mets.
Yes.
Fucking guy. He doesn't pick with his he picks with his imagination. He doesn't pick with like anything else.
Okay. All right. I wanted to get to all right, and the only other thing that I'll ask, and this is both across both the American League and the National League, who do you see hitting the most home runs
You mean with league?
out of both leagues total?
Well, player, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I mean, how can I not go with Judge again? How can I not go with him? Otani, no, because he doesn't. No, I'm not. I'll go with Judge again. I'll stick by Judge for the home run every year. You know, only person I could see really standing up to him would be Stanton, but he can't stay healthy and he can't not swing at a low outside fucking slider. So
That's
I'll have
true.
to go with Judge.
I think I'm also going to go with Judge. I toyed with Alonso, but I think all things being equal, Judge will be able to hit more. But I tell you the most ridiculous
I
reason
see someone
why.
picked Alonso to have 54. Someone somewhere, I read it somewhere. Someone predicted
Hey,
him
he
to
had
have 54.
53. He had
Yeah,
53 his rookie year. He could. I
I'm
mean,
saying.
he's got insane pop, but Mad Dog today. You know, sometimes I agree with him, and sometimes he's just like whacked out of his mind, and he does that hand motion thing, and he starts getting all riled up. But he said that he's staying away from Judge because the year after Maris hit 61, he fell off to 30 whatever. What does that
Doesn't
have to do with
it doesn't
65 years later? What do you
see? And but what's the one bad thing about hitting fucking 62 home runs? What's the one bad thing about it? If
you've set the bar.
if you hit 50 next year, he had an off year. He
Yeah.
sucks this year because you only hit 50. Really, dude, 50 home runs, you still suck. All right, that's the
Yeah.
only bad thing about it. So if he doesn't hit 63 this year, it's an off year.
Yeah.
It's just the way the game is.
I would listen. A power guy. Listen, it's the year after. It's a stressful down the stretch run. Not that this is going to play into it, but for some it could. You just got your brand new contract. No, so you're all good there. But if he hits 50 home runs this year, that's 112 freaking home runs in 2 seasons. That's absurd. That's
Plus,
insane.
plus he had a 54 year already.
Yeah, and then
Right?
was it his rookie year? That's
Yeah,
because Alonso broke that. He had 52 his rookie year,
yeah, that's what I'm
and
saying.
then
So it's like he's on pace
chill
for
out.
a ridiculous amount of home runs. But you
Right.
know what? I'll take him hitting 30 home runs for a World Series. So I don't care.
Yes. All right. I want to see if I can find this here. Ooh, parlays. Sorry.
Already the parlays.
Where are? Hold on. I'm gonna get this pulled up.
Fucking Rodriguez. Lucky I wasn't watching. I would have my hand would have been like this, typing. Stop.
Okay. These are the over under on win totals, and then we'll get up on out of here. But here's my thought: is am I thinking crazy, or are they not adjusting these win totals? And the reason why I say it is because let's say how many wins did the Yankees have last year? 101 or somewhere
Something
around
like
there.
that. Yeah.
So this year their over under is 94.5, right? They're going to play Toronto less. They're going to play the Rays less, who the Rays were a thorn in your side last year too. I think, and they're going to be playing Detroit more, Kansas City a little bit more to even everything out. They're going to be the Yankees are going to be playing the Reds, the Pirates, the Cubs. So in place of playing the Blue Jays and the Rays and the Red Sox and even Baltimore, they all have solid, to great offenses. The pitching is a major issue. But I would think that some of these numbers, like I would think that the Yankees, it could get to a 102, 103, 104 wins.
Yeah.
But I don't see any of that stuff happening. Maybe I'm just.
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
But anyway, let's
They're
go with
probably
these
they're,
win
they're
totals.
looking at the lineup and looking at the rotation, not looking at the schedule.
Right.
That's a huge factor. So yeah,
Massive change.
I agree with you.
And the same thing for the Mets, and we'll get to that. But they won't play Atlanta as much. They won't play the Phillies as much. They'll play Kansas City. They'll play Detroit, the White Sox.
Which makes that's another reason why I picked the Rays, because it makes things interesting. You play them less, so
Right.
that division is gonna you got to win those division games, man. If you don't win those division games,
Those head to heads.
you'll be playing that stupid first round fucking wild card game, which I hate. So,
all right, so we'll run through this real quick, rapid fire style. I'll name it. You go over under. I'll go over under. And then maybe I'll pop some bets on after the fact. Some parlays going, baby. All right, Yankees 94.5.
Slightly over.
I'd go over also. What about the Blue Jays? 90.5.
Over.
Also over. I'm with you on that. Tampa 89.5.
Under.
This is where I think they got the right number there.
Yeah.
I'd say slightly under, but we're both gonna look dumb. At the end, they're gonna have 94 wins.
Of course, it's just what they do.
Red Sox 78.5.
Over. They're always a thorn, also.
Yeah, I think so too. What about Baltimore at 76.5?
I think over also.
I'm with you. Because the mediocre teams like a Baltimore are going to also play the Yankees less, and they're also going to play these other teams more. So I think the just to go a little bit further, I think some of the mediocre teams will show to be a little bit better than what they are, and some of the lesser teams could really lose a ton of games this year.
Yep.
All right. So that's the American League East. American League Central. So you kind of see where the odds are just by the win total of who they're projecting to win. So they have the Yankees winning that division. They have Cleveland winning this division at 86.5 wins.
Over.
I'm with you on the over. I'll start some here, so I'm not just copying everything you're saying. Twins at 84.5. I think over there.
Over. I'll go over also.
They got talent. White Sox at 83.5. I think ever so slightly over or a push.
Yeah, just over. I like over.
Yeah. Detroit 68.5. That's hard to lose so many games. I say slightly over, maybe like a 71 team.
Yeah, I'll say over also.
And then Kansas City 68.5 as well. I'm gonna hit the under on that just because I haven't gone under anybody else in this division.
Yeah, might as well go under.
All right, so that's the American League Central. American League West. This is a big gap here. They have, I know, they have Houston at 97.5.
Over.
They're winning 100 games every year before this, and I think the schedule gets easier. So I think over. Seattle 86.5.
Over.
Same.
They're a 90-something team win.
Yeah.
Win team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they brought in some guys to improve. Texas, they got DeGrom. Is he gonna play 5 games or watch him? He's gonna pitch 30 games this year. But they have them also at 81.5. I'll take it because of DeGrom. I'm going under, and I'm not doing it in spite of DeGrom. The other guys that they brought in, oh, they're okay, but I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
He just pitched his uh Verlander and Cole and these guys, Scherzer are already up to 90 pitches, and he just made his first spring start. So how deep is he going to go? First game, I heard then he's also going to go in the bullpen some. That's an expensive bullpen piece. So
Yeah. No, I'm
I
gonna go under also. I
okay.
under. By the way, just to say, if DeGrom does what he does in MLB the Show, you're gonna miss him. He's in my franchise. He's 5-0, and his ERA is 0.86.
Of course, of course.
I was checking this stat. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm playing him next, so I'll make sure I whack him around a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
whoop him.
I was like, "Holy crap!" 5-0, 0 point, and the ticker comes across the bottom. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
playing the game. The ticker it says DeGrom shuts out Kansas City. DeGrom shuts out this one. I'm like, dude, has he given up a fucking run yet? So I said, after the last game, I checked the stats. I was like, 5-0, 0.86.
Damn
Leads
it.
the league in strikeouts already. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
And look, he's still. I don't know why I was a little surprised. I saw him on all the MLB promotions for tomorrow. I don't know why I was surprised.
Is he
Just like
starting tomorrow?
he's starting tomorrow against. I'll be rooting for him. He's going against Phillies. All right, let's go through this, and then we can do that really quick. We'll run down some of the good matchups, and then we'll head out. Where do we end up here? Angels at 81.5.
I'm gonna go under. I mean, they have Trout, they have Otani, and then it's like,
I watched a video that I made for the Mets the Met show when Anthony Rondon was a free agent, and I said, I'm tired of it. We don't even have a conversation. That guy's been a disaster for them.
mm-hmm.
Holy shit. And then he was like second in the MVP voting, of course, contract year, 30 some odd home runs, 120 RBIs, and now he's hurt every year. He's projected for 15 home runs this year.
Yep. So I think they're under.
I think they're under too, and just slightly also. Jeez, me hard to do the under on this, Timmy. Oakland 59.5.
I'm gonna say over, dude.
You
Come
got
on,
to, right? You have
please.
to.
Give me. I'll show some faith in you guys. Give me 65 wins, guys.
They're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna have 700 people a game watching.
They gotta
Poor,
move, man. They gotta
poor
move.
Frank. Let's get the hell out. Go to Vegas. Do it. Just do it.
Yeah, go to Vegas.
Make it happen already. All right. National League East. They have Atlanta winning the division with 96.5.
Slightly over.
Slightly over. Mets at 94.5.
Slightly over.
Same on both. Philadelphia 89.5.
Actually, I like that. I like it right around 89. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. They brought in Trey Turner, which this guy petrifies me. He gets on base. He used to be an injury prone guy, and he's one of the guys that it clicked, and hasn't been injured since then. So
I've seen some people got him as MVP too.
yeah, because now the bigger bases and the limited throws over. Trey Turner might steal 75 bases.
Bring back the stolen base. I know.
Which I love. The stolen base. I missed that. I missed the calls of up the middle base hit because that never happened anymore because there was a guy standing there. All right, so it's slightly. Oh, they lost Hoskins for the year with that ACL. I'm not sad about it. But yeah, right around. I'll go slightly over for the Phillies. Miami, the wild card winning Miami Marlins. They are at 75.5.
I like 75. That sounds about right. But just despite Dave, I'm gonna say under.
Yeah, I'm gonna say slightly under too. And then it's also going to be interesting as the trade deadline comes on. And then in this everybody's in it. So you don't know if you're in or out on it. But one team that will be out is the Washington Nationals. They will tie Oakland with the lowest over under at 59.5. It's got to be over, right?
I'll just say over just because I feel
Be
bad
over.
for them.
I don't know. All right, National League
Just
Central.
you just won the World Series. That's what's horrifying about that.
National League Central. The Cardinals. They have the Cardinals winning it. 88.5 wins.
Oh, I like over. Definitely over.
Yeah, I like over. Milwaukee 86. I like the over on that.
Over.
Chicago at 76.5. I think they could push to 500, but I'd say very slightly over.
I'm actually going to say under.
But they could also be a 62 win team.
Yeah.
They have that span there. All right, and Pittsburgh at 67.5.
Jesus, I feel bad for you guys too. When was the last time they were relevant? I want to go under for Pittsburgh. Under.
Yeah, and then McCutcheon even went back there for that misery. What's he doing? I got to maybe this will be his last year. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go on the under there. And then Cincinnati to have them finishing last, 65.5. I'm gonna take the under on that too.
I'm gonna say a little over. Very little. Okay. But I'm gonna go a little bit over. I think they're a tougher team. They're tougher than the Pirates are. They're just a tougher team.
I think so too.
So I'm gonna go slightly over.
All right, and then in the National League West, they have the Dodgers winning this the division, 96.5 wins.
I like right around that time.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I'll say slightly under, just because I mean like 95, 94. Mm-hmm. I don't mean like a lot under. So I'm gonna say slightly under.
I'm gonna say ever so slightly over at 97. Right, half over. Padres at 93.5.
I like them way over. I like them. I think they're going to win the division, so I like them way over.
Yeah, I got them on the overall. So San Francisco, 81.5.
Under.
Seems about right for them.
I'm going to say about, not by much, but under.
Yeah, I'm with you. Arizona, 74.5.
Under. Who do they even have? Who's on that team?
Bumgarner's still there, right? But his ERA these days is in the 5s.
Yeah, no, I'll say that's a perfect number or a little bit under.
Yeah, I'd say under 2. Colorado 65.5.
That sounds about right. A little under. I'll
go just over on that. All right. So those go out and make $1 million. Go do your thing. Sharing is caring. And now just to run real quick through opening day tomorrow. It's the first time in, I forgot, 40 whatever years that every single team is playing on opening day, just the way it was supposed to be. So for you guys start the day off along with the Braves game. But it's going to be the Giants and Yankees, Logan Webb at Garrett Cole. Obviously, this is the day for great pitching matchups if the other team has a great pitcher. But that's a favor to Cole. You got Braves and Nationals, Orioles and Red Sox. Corey Kluber, the opening day starter. That man is traveling all over the place. He played for almost every team in that division now.
Except for the
Blue Jays, for the Rays.
Yeah. He played for the Rays. I think the Blue Jays is the only team he didn't play for in that division.
All right. That's funny. The Brewers, Corbin Burns against Marcus Stroman.
Burns, baby, Burns.
Burns, baby, Burns. You got the Tigers and the Rays. And then starting at the 4 o'clock hour, Phillies and the Rangers. That is a stellar pitching matchup. It's in Texas. It is Aaron Nola against Jacob deGrom.
By the way, I meant to take a picture of it and see who it was. I saw someone pick Zach Wheeler for the NL Cy Young. I'm like, really?
Don't do that to me.
I was like, really? I don't see that happening at all. But hey, whatever.
They're all saying I saw Phillies beat reporter saying that the Phillies pitching is in a little bit of disarray because nobody on that team pitched even remotely close to that amount of innings as they did last year because of the World Series run. I don't know. Hopefully that's the case. Another great pitching matchup in Miami. I shall be there. Mets and the Marlins. Max Scherzer against Sandy Alcantara.
Future Yankee starter, Sandy Alcantara.
Hopefully future Met. I don't know. All right. Rockies and the Padres opening day pitching. See, this is the why isn't you Darvish? They got Blake Snell going for the Padres. Maybe they gave him a little bit more rest because he was in the wasn't he in the
WBC.
Yes, thank you. Blue Jays and the Cardinals, Alek Manoah and Miles Mikolas, who just got a 2-year, $40 million deal. Twins and Royals, Pablo Lopez, who's with the Marlins, now with the Royals. Did you see Zach Greinke messing around the other day? He's got the pitchers have the pitch comm now. So the pitcher can have it so they can call their own pitch, and then the catcher, which do it. Max Scherzer ain't listening to Tomas Nido, about what to throw. So he was doing it, and he was having some fun with it, I guess. So he was shaking himself off, messing with the catcher and whatnot. I think this will be his farewell-ish tour also. Pirates and the Reds.
Barn burner.
What a game there. White Sox and Houston. So that's a good matchup later in the day. That's 7:00, and then the later games are Angels at Oakland. I wonder how many fans are going to come out for Oakland even on opening day. That'd be
against the Angels. They might get like 500 people.
That's crazy. Like the Marlins are, I'd say 30 some odd thousand seats sold.
Yeah, 20,000.
But that's just opening day. That's
25,000.
And it's all Mets fans. Yeah, for the 4-game set. And then you got the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. And then to close it out for the night, a good matchup tomorrow night, the Cleveland Guardians, Shane Bieber against Seattle, Luis Castillo. So that's a damn good slate of games. A lot of good pitching, as always, on opening day. And then as the rainouts and stuff start going on, then the 4s face the 1, and then everything's off.
Did you see what Nestor Cortez did too, by the way?
I sure did, and I thought that was awesome.
That was hysterical. I was like, you got to be kidding
I thought it was going to fall over, tip over, man. One of these days.
Like, how is that even legal? How is that even legal? But yeah,
as long as you start your wind up before the pitch clock gets down.
These umpires. Did she also? They threw what's his name out? Realmuto the other day out.
That was hilarious.
Because he moved his glove. It's like, what are you guys so stressed out for already? What are you so like? Why is the power going to your head already? It's spring training.
And then you see Realmuto say, "I was just waiting for the ball" or something like that.
Yeah. Well, he said, "I thought you were going to throw it back," because the umpire kept throwing the ball back.
Yes.
So he's like, "I thought you were going to throw it back," and the guy's like, "He thinks the umpire said nothing." The manager came out yelling at him. He's like, "I can't take it back."
What are you going to do? How dumb does he look now? Like he looks like an ass.
Yeah. So he just had to and took the abuse from the manager. I threw him out for a stupid reason. So
they should. I get that that's always been the case, but that's something where if you misread the initial situation, you tossed the guy in the heat of the moment, that you should be able to say, "Look, I lost my cool." But then the other guy's going to lose their cool on the other side of the.
But the thing with Cortez is like, okay, now they have a pitch count to speed everything up. Does he got in trouble throwing too fast? Are you serious? No, he threw too fast. What do you mean?
They have to make eye contact. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the batter and the pitcher have to make eye contact if it's before the 9 seconds.
It's gonna be a fun opening week to see how many umpires screw this shit up.
Yes.
Or how many outs there are because of shot clock violations.
The player, especially the ones that went to the baseball classic that they didn't use those rules. So now that's even more. And if you are here's another one. What if you're, and this is I'm being extreme, but what if the right fielder is due up next in the inning and he's got to go to the corner to make a catch? Now he's got to jog into the dugout. And by the time he gets to the plate. He's like huffing and puffing, out of breath, and he's got to be ready in there by 9 seconds.
I might take that first strike. Dude, just give me the strike. I gotta catch my breath. Dude, give me that one strike. I don't care.
That one where earlier in the spring, this is before the World Baseball Classic with Scherzer, where he gave up like 5 runs. None of them were earned because it was all like violations and shit.
Stupid. It's gonna be fun the first 2 weeks until they get this shit down. You're gonna see some ridiculous calls.
Get a nice blooper reel going.
Oh yeah,
I love blooper reels.
Me too.
I'm a blooper reel guy. All right, so I think that'll do it for us tonight. Timmy, any closing remarks here?
I'm still hyped for the draft. Can't wait. But tomorrow is opening freaking day, so let's go Yankees.
It's a holiday, national holiday.
It is. We should all be off tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, you saw the MLB main social media pages put out the letter.
Yeah.
Sign it, and you're good. You're all good.
If I didn't take my 4-day St. Patty's weekend excursion, I would take off tomorrow, but I can't take off again for the rest of the month at least.
Just sit back.
I'm on vacation in 2 weeks, so.
All right.
So this will be me tomorrow at work. unless ESPN is showing on their big TV, then I'll go across the street and watch it there.
Is it what are the national televised games?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Yankees are on Yes, so
they have.
I don't know if ESPN is going to show a Yes game. I have no idea if they would.
No. ESPN there's 2 games on ESPN tomorrow. The Phillies at Rangers at 4 and the White Sox in Houston at 7.
So yeah, I doubt the ESPN people changed the channel for me to watch the Yankees on Yes. So, but I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Yeah. So that'll do it. Go enjoy opening day tomorrow. Whether you can during the afternoon games, go have a hot dog somewhere at some point during your day. Have some Cracker Jacks. Enjoy baseball. It's the one day where everybody has optimism. Maybe not the A's.
No.
Maybe not the A's. I was gonna go with a Marlins jab there, but it's the A's.
It's too easy.
It's too easy. All right. We will bid you adieu, and we'll keep you updated as always. And I think I actually just put up a contest in Dallas. I forget what it was for. Renfeld. Nick Cage, baby. Nick Cage. You can't go wrong with Nick Cage as anything, really.
As a vampire, that's going to be funny.
That's fantastic. All right. Peace out, everybody. And we'll talk to you next week. Peace.